How's it going, guys? It's the Peruvian Trucker back with another video. And I honestly don't know when this video is going to come out because I still haven't recorded a couple of videos I have on some thoughts about training or getting into training. I left home yesterday. And also, I probably haven't revealed my hair yet. I cut my hair while I was at home. Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago if I could speak to or about mental health out on the road. So my messy hair from just waking up probably fits with this topic. And I guess before I dive into it, I gotta give a couple disclaimers. I don't know if I'm the best person to speak about mental health because I am talking to a camera. And I'm quirky in my own right, but I'm more than happy to provide my input, and maybe it'll help someone, maybe someone can relate. So let's get to it. I don't know where to start, guys. There's so many other disclaimers that I can give. Everybody's situation is different to the millimeter. Just because I don't have a family, like of my own, or a girlfriend at this point in time, doesn't mean that other people that are in a similar situation don't have other things going for them that may make their experience entirely different from mine. But I'll try my best to be as... Actually, no, I'm not going to try to be as generic. I want it to be as generic because, not because I want to appeal to the most amount of people, but because I want to try to keep other people in mind or be as considerate. But I guess that would be a disservice to myself. I guess I should start by saying, I mentioned this in the past, I love driving. I love it. I have so many friends, and even my brother, when I talk about how much I love driving, just sitting on this seat or on the driver's seat in any vehicle. It could be a minivan for all I know, and I'll find some enjoyment out of it. I don't necessarily have to drive fast. Sometimes that helps. But, just the experience of driving something new tickles me. So that, of course, it's a big part of why I enjoy this job. When I started running, my trainer told me, I was really excited when I was by myself, and I was told from multiple angles by multiple people that was going to wear out. And I'm not going to sit here and say that every day, every second I've been enjoying it. Of course, like every job, like everything you do, there are some times in which you're tired, you just want to do something else, watch a movie, stop and maybe just do anything but what you're doing in that moment. But at the same time, 95 to 98% of my time behind the wheel of any vehicle, especially now that I'm getting paid to do this, has been enjoyable. Like words cannot. I can try to explain it with words, but I can never do it justice to how I feel. Yesterday, when I was leaving home, I was setting up the truck. I'm sitting here. I'm dreading a little bit leaving South Florida, leaving my friends, my family again after 9 days of a wonderful time, of a wonderful time And I'm dreading it a little bit. I wanna keep having a good time, as anyone should. But not 15, 20 miles into my first drive, I'm listening to music. I'm out of the city and I'm in Alligator Alley. I'm looking at the scenery, and the switch just flips, and I'm just happy to be out on the road again. And maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but it is because of this time that I spent out on the road that I get to spend 9 days of uninterrupted fun with my family. If it wasn't because of this job, which I enjoy, again, 95 to 98% of the time that I'm out here, I wouldn't have that uninterrupted time. There's still responsibilities when I get home, like doing the storage box thing that took forever, or dealing with the cars, or dealing with the storage unit. I got a little sidetracked. I kind of lost myself. But what I was trying to say is that because of this job, I literally get like 9 days of just pure enjoyment. It's like all my weekends are smashed in together. Which, of course, it's part of being out on the road. It's part of the sacrifice. And I almost feel like I'm using the term sacrifice loosely, because you do have a lot of opportunities for enjoyment and fun and exploring out on the road. I have a series of videos that showcase all the fun that you can have while working. But at the same time, it is important to point out that the main reason why you are out on the road is to work. You don't really get that much time off as you do when you actually get home and you have those 9, 10, 5, as many days as you choose to take off. Yes, I would like to be at home sometimes. I mean, maybe not right now that I don't have a place where I can actively work on my car, take it apart, get some real progress done on those, hobbies that I have. But I know that once I get my house, or once I have a family, I've mentioned this in the past, I will have probably a different outlook, because those things are going to be more important to me, or take a more important place in my life. Now, when it comes to, again, also being out on the road, yes, I enjoy the drives, I enjoy the job, but it's not all unicorns and rainbows. I've mentioned this in the past. Sometimes you can feel a little lonely. Me personally, I am constantly thinking about the family that I want to have. I've been through relationships that have shaped me to a degree, my way of thinking. And being on the road behind the driver's seat also gives me a lot of time, a lot of quiet time to maybe stew some thoughts, sometimes to a negative degree, but personally, this job has allowed me to, in those quiet moments where I'm sitting here, maybe listening to a podcast, maybe some relationship podcast, or religious podcast, or political podcast, it really allows me to dive into my thoughts, and to a degree, I guess it allows me to know more about myself because of my thought process when I listen to things, or when I think about the past and some stuff. But it definitely allows me to shape my thoughts and what I want out of what I'm doing, not only on the financial aspect, but also on, the personal relationship aspect, relationship with other people. I really don't want to get too political. I do talk about my spiritual journey a little bit on this channel, but on my channel, but yeah, it I guess that can be negative. I mean, not negative when it comes to mental health, but you do want to, talk with other people. This job allows for it too. I spend time on the phone with my parents daily, almost to the point where I probably annoy them because I'm calling sometimes. Some days I call more than often. Some days I'm off the grid. I talk to friends. I talk to family in Peru. And if there's something that I can say, it's always good. One thing that I have been able to enjoy to a degree because of this job is that alone time, that time to, really be quiet, think, interiorize some thoughts, just being by myself, not caught up in, city life where you're constantly talking to other people. And yes, I appreciate those moments because I get to give that time to myself, to think and just have that enjoyment out in the back, playing video games or listening to music or watching movies, to a degree that I maybe wouldn't be able to when I'm home. And that makes those interactions when I am at home that much more meaningful and important. Yes, sometimes because I'm a truck driver and an introverted, when I get home, I can't stop talking. I'm like babbling or blabbling or blobbing. I don't know what the word is. Throwing up words to not unhealthy degree, but hard to find that balance, when you meet people, because you've been quiet or by yourself all this time. You have so much that you want to talk about or you want to let out, to where you don't find that balance. But that's the thing. And still makes those moments with friends and family that much more meaningful, because you value the fact that you haven't had that in a while. And that's how I see it. That's my take on, I guess, mental health. It's definitely not for everybody. Some people really need to be in constant contact, not only like on the phone, but physical contact with other people. And in that sense, I mean, OTR is definitely not for everybody, especially not for those people, unless they can, mentally maybe bargain with themselves or make it work from a logical level on why you're doing this. It's a sacrifice for the future if you have clear goals and you're willing to take it or make it. And I mean, if you're not willing to, it's it can get really depressing for a lot of people. I know that I've been depressed like a couple of times because I'm thinking of stuff. Like, I mean, I'm a very nostalgic person also, so I think about the past sometimes. And through this time that I've been on the road, I've learned to control that to a degree. I have this thought process on why I'm thinking about that, and yes, I'm doing this, but I'm doing this with a purpose. And not everybody has not everybody's capable of doing that. I know that if it's taken me a lot of time to, I don't want to say master, because sometimes I do fall into those thoughts, but to, recognize those things. Sometimes, even though I recognize those thoughts, I'll still give those thoughts their time, because it's not good to repress feelings, in my opinion. So sometimes I'll be driving and I'll get into a into a pit of despair and like depressing music, and I'll give my thoughts their time. I'll remind myself of some things, and of some feelings, and use that to reinforce some of my goals too, on why I'm doing what I'm doing, and why I want to accomplish some things for myself, while being single even. I can talk about relationships all day, but that's a little too personal for this video. This is more about the trucking thing. And I guess that's my take on mental health. Hopefully this is insightful. It gives some information. It's almost like I am having a cathartic moment right now, like talking about all these things, because I think about them all the time, but I don't get to share them as much. But if there's something that I mentioned on the video that you would like to add to, or something that you would like me to dive into a little bit more in depth, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely happy to have that discussion or that conversation. Of course, I can't stress this enough. Everybody has their own journey, their own experiences, and everybody deals with the same thing in their own different way. There's common ground for sure, but I'm no one to deny or take away, I guess, the experience that someone else is experiencing. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. It's not necessarily a rant, but hey guys, the camera got turned off because it's really hot outside. But let me know in the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.